Do you think Zhao Liying's satisfaction to great many families can win the 3 television show grants? The current year's television show Fashion Grant and Brilliant Falcon Grant winning works and grant-winning entertainers have been completely perceived by the crowd. The acting abilities of the entertainers finished the assessment, the content breezed through the assessment, and the plot is to be sure contacting. So how sure do you suppose Glad to 10,000s is for the turns out chose for the following 3 honors? Zhao Liying doesn't have many works this year. Joy to large number of families has arrived on Mythical Beast Television and Beijing Satellite Television, and the typical appraisals of the 2 stations are 1.463%. How is this work? Numerous netizens remarked that this is Zhao Liying's change work, and this work is exceptionally fruitful for the change of Zhao Liying, a first-line traffic star. There are a ton of hotly debated issues in this show, for example, marriage inconveniences, man-controlled society, fraud setting off for college, ecological contamination, what's more, the expansion of first-line entertainer Zhao Liying. This show has drawn in a ton of consideration. The entertainers and the subject are flying together. It is truly troublesome not to feel that this show will be famous. Notwithstanding, there are a few provisos in the plot of this show, which might be an ideal obstacle for it to win the 3 honors. Despite the fact that there are numerous interesting issues, not a single one of them have been managed appropriately. Marriage inconveniences. He Xingfu's sister was deprived of her garments in broad daylight, the locals are utilized to it, and they don't believe it's soft base. There are even a few locals in the town who feel that the way that the secretary's child can proceed to raise hell like this is sufficient to give the Wang family face. Afterward, this matter from He Xingfu to the police to the law office to He Xingfu himself neglected to deal with it well. Eventually, it was just nothing. A notification was posted in the town that relationships and inconveniences are not permitted from here on out. In the last examination, this matter can make he soon quiet down, it is purchased with cash. Lately, the media broke out in a steady progression about Shams setting off for college. The issue of He Xingfu's sister by marriage Wang Yibo being mimicked to set off for college was dealt with so well that the crowd didn't have any idea what to say. We as a whole vibe sorry for Wang Yibo, who will compensate for the lost youth? Who will pay for the past endeavors? The guardians at home bowed down and requested that a young lady consent to a repayment arrangement, and cash was working here. She can consent to an arrangement, in light of the fact that the subsequent sibling needs cash for the wedding feast, and the oldest sibling needs cash to develop vegetables in the nursery, so she consents to an arrangement to take care of the issue. After He Xingfu had some awareness of this, he said that he needed to look for equity for his sister by marriage, however as a matter of fact it was simply talking. From the outset as far as possible, there was no real activity. I went to the law office to ask, and afterward gauged the advantages and disadvantages, yet nothing occurred. Eventually, Wang Chuanjia's sister apologized before the residents under tension, and the matter finished this way, with next to no lawful obligation. Truth be told, in the last examination, these 2 awful episodes were settled with cash. Furthermore, He Xingfu, played by featuring Zhao Liying, is a flexible individual who can be put anyplace. I just got hitched and established nursery vegetables in the town. In spite of the fact that I didn't get a lot of cash flow eventually, Wang Chuanjia organization lost large chunk of change. At the point when I showed up in the city, I began to do unspecialized temp jobs in the law office, and afterward I filled in as the secretary. By some coincidence, I got nothing to joke about for the law office, which made the little law office prosper. The law office moved to another area and enlisted numerous legal counselors. Then, when her profession was on the ascent, she was returning to Wanjia town once more. For her significant other, yet additionally for her kids, she got back to the town to open a homestay. She had a ton of thoughts, and in spite of the fact that she needed more assets, she attempted to figure out how to begin crowdfunding. Techniques like web-based crowdfunding will be unable to collect sufficient cash actually, however the television series truly succeeded, and the homestay was effectively opened. The homestay she opened really didn't have many houses, and deciding from the plot, the pay was as yet impressive. Furthermore, it likewise drives different locals to become rich. There is actually a hole between the plot of this show and the plot of past honor-winning works. How can Zhao Liying's demonstration abilities in this show? It is a pass, yet it isn't sufficiently splendid, which keeps this work from being granted. This is only my conviction, what is your take? 02. Wang Yibo's representative ought to read up difficult for the main individual to remunerate the traffic. Wang Yibo offered something wrong in Lenovo's live transmission, advancing a contender's item. In the wake of being mocked by the group, he was gotten as a dark spot. Netizens whined that he was frantic to bring in cash, and he needed to earn anything and afterward leave. Netizens found that one of Wang Yibo's foundation has really turned on the tipping capability. As a top decoration, other top decorations have never turned on the tipping capability. All things considered, they have their own interests. Yet, Wang Yibo is the main individual to begin streaming prizes. It's actually a point of reference, and it's likewise somewhat of a cost drop. He can procure millions by going to an occasion, however he demands opening a prize capability. Regardless of how high it will be, it's a couple dozen 10,000, still collect fans' cash. In any case, Wang Yibo's fans contended that the stage was opened for Wang Yibo without anyone else, and Wang Yibo and his representative had hardly any familiarity with it. Be that as it may, as per netizens' disclosures, this tipping capability expects clients to snap to concur subsequent to getting the greeting. In other words, Wang Yibo was first welcomed by the stage to empower the tipping capability, and solely after he personally clicked to concur did he formally enact it. This specialist is really awful, it's really awful. Wang Yibo's foundation is fundamentally overseen by the specialist. This specialist is truly foolhardy. Do you have anything to say regarding this? Welcome to leave a message, remark and follow. 03. The Breeze Blows Penelia will be communicated on Jiangsu's satellite television, featuring Zhao Liying, Huo Hao and Li Guangji. That's what a few media uncovered. The Breeze Blows Penelia featuring Zhao Liying, Huo Hao, and Li Guangji will before long be communicated on Jiangsu's satellite television's Bliss Theater. Veterans and strong entertainers are on the scene together, and the courageous woman's business fight story has become famous before it is communicated. Numerous netizens can't resist the urge to be invigorated, and they have called yearly blockbuster show as planned. The Breeze Blows Penelia is adjusted from a famous novel, recounting the battle story of how the competitors headed by Su Bangsha valiantly continue onward in development and investigation in the tide of change and opening up. Su Bangsha, played by Zhao Liying, has been endlessly courageous since she was a kid. Su Bangsha's mom died in lad of bringing forth her, and her dad disregarded her since she was a youngster, yet Su Bangsha never grumbled about the bad form of destiny, however became as extreme as weeds. In the wake of growing up, Su Bangsha didn't bow to destiny, and began a peace steel and transportation business with his siblings Xiao Chen and Tong Xiaoqi, played by Huo Hao. You know, around then, this was an industry overwhelmed by men. Yet, Su Bangsha's infant calf isn't apprehensive about tigers. With his remarkable vision, he opened up a broad business sectors and procured the principal treasure. Based on the data that has been uncovered up until this point, Zhao Liying, Huo Hao, and Li Guangji, three strong entertainers, will combine efforts interestingly to play out a business war show, which is incredibly energizing. Specifically, the main entertainer Zhao Liying incited Liying to assume the part of an enterprising, resilient lady, how she will carefully depict the human sentiments that Su Bangsha will incite. Confronting the heartless and invigorating business war, how might Su Bangsha get through the numerous boundaries? What sort of profound ensnarements do she have with Tong Xiaoqi played by Huo Hao and Zhao Li played by Li Guangji? Jiangsu's satellite television's Joy Theater is going to organize this awesome and energizing pioneering show The Breeze Blows Penelia, which is exceptionally worth anticipating. 04. At the point when symbols get together in an ensemble show and meet proficient entertainers, the scene is truly energizing. The end point of Central Area amusement stays unaltered as of now, particularly for the more youthful age of performers. In the event that you go to sing, the market isn't exceptionally hot, and the possibility having the option to become famous with a solitary melody is extremely thin. Presently well-known vocalists, the greater part of them sing episodes in film and TV dramatizations. Once in a while the tune is famous, however the prominence of the vocalist himself has not changed in that frame of mind of people in general. To be a singing and moving symbol, there are without a doubt many related organizations in the Central Area. For instance, Zhang Yixing, his family's chromosome conversation has forever been very high. Each time a rookie appears, it will be on the hot hunt list. Yet, to say that you will end up being a famous craftsman in the wake of shaping a gathering, then there is no assurance. All things considered, before the draft stops, the Cho's C position will most likely be unable to blend well. Just with a solid fan base like Keizukin and Liu Yuxin can they not act at this stage. In any case, most symbols are as yet searching for valuable open doors in different groups. So you can find that in addition to the fact that there are all the more little symbols in the primary subject venture. In the ongoing sentiment show market, icons can nearly hold up around 50% of the sky. Nonetheless, how this acts is that the polarization is significant. Even with proficient entertainers, certain individuals can take on the job unreservedly, while others are bad at it. Unexplainable adoration. Lin Yanjin's eyes were dull, and he had little response to Chen Xingsu's exhibition. Robot acting has turned into a typical issue among symbols. Despite the fact that Head Over Heels Love is a definitive Reuters misrepresentation show, and the matter of the male and female heroes during the transmission of the show is exceptionally humiliating. Accordingly, CP Powder can't be thumbed up, and the post-stage channel is seriously rough. Eventually, the presentation of this show was not generally excellent, true to form. Please accept my apologies for the crowd's assumptions for it. Be that as it may, regardless of what the play is, entertainers actually must be set up while performing. Right now, the two driving entertainers, Chen Xingsu and Zhang Jinggai, who were brought into the world in a significant class, have finished it. Lin Yanjin, who can make his introduction as a show, has a few deficiencies. In the scene with Chen Xingsu's rival, the adversary was in the late phase of white light under the skin crushing. It can also move naturally, and the expressions and emotions can be easily changed, giving the characters freshness. But Lin Yanjin stopped talking about micro-expressions after the other party's operation. He didn't even give out the feeling in his eyes. The whole thing was like wood. With his hands behind his back, he froze in place. The common problem of many idols acting is that they do not have character empathy. As a result, I didn't understand the state of mind of the characters in the play at all, and I acted hard after the camera was set up. As a result, the effect of the performance, both the actors and the audience were in the fog. If this problem can be solved, the performance ability can be greatly improved. Daily life of King Liu Lingzi plays the role of the cold princess, and it is natural to play against Tian Ziwei. Zhao Liying and Lin Sei are real sisters-in-law. In the hit drama Daily Life of King, everyone is sober. Yuan Yang, played by Liu Lingzi, is even more self-disciplined at the hell level. Even if she is seriously ill, she still has to look at the account book. Li Wei saw early on that Yuan Yang stretched herself too tightly and expected too much of herself. So life was very tiring, so she proposed to fly a kite together. During the kite flying process, Yuan Yang, who has always been rigorous, holds the kite. Serious in speech and smile, she is really moving away bit by bit. Others question her for being too upright. She blinked her eyes a few times in a little panic, and then said no with a trembling voice. After Li Wei used scissors, she cut the string of the kite she was flying with one scissor. But she breathed a sigh of relief for a moment, then turned her head to look at Li Wei, and moved slowly. Yuan Ying's character design is cold and doesn't need any big expressions. However, Liu Lingzi can use small movements to interpret the details of her life, making her a character with a fireworks flavor. Compared with Tian Ziwei, who was born as an actor, the performance of the opponent's play will not feel awkward. Equally outstanding is Lin Sei, who was born in a girl group. She has an immature appearance. Starring Wang Yibo in Happy to Thousands of Families, standing and chatting with her sister-in-law Zhao Liying. It feels natural, not like acting, but more like a friend in life. Only by understanding the role played thoroughly can we show the wonderful side. Some people are wonderful when they make jokes, and some people can achieve exciting things that make people applaud.